So I'm recording this, but we'll see when it actually gets up because my internet is down again. I was just trying to listen to the new Shania Twain song for the 400th time. And then, of course, it stalled in the middle, and I was very disappointed. So I thought I would sit down with the wine I just bought and film a Friday Reads video. Instead, Friday kind of snuck up on me. I got home from work today around 6 o'clock, and I saw someone else's Friday Reads video, and it occurred to me that it is indeed Friday. It seems like Friday was just yesterday or a day or two ago. But no, an entire week has gone by, and I still have not finished the Radcliffe Hall book that I was reading last week, but I did finish the Agatha Christie that I was reading, and the Conte. But in terms of reading lately, the big news here is that I bought a Kindle, and I've got it right here. Let's see if I can handle it properly while holding wine. As you can see, I got this nice kind of faux leather cover for it. It's just a Kindle 8th generation. And I've been reading some Mick Hunter on here, and I have Black Star Canyon by C.C. Wall up next. I burned through a bunch of ebooks yesterday after this arrived. And it's great because it's got Goodreads on it, which is pretty convenient. I've been thinking about getting one of these for a while. For years and years I was against ebooks. I said I would never read ebooks. I didn't like them. And then for whatever reason recently I kind of changed my mind, and I think this is going to be quite nice when I travel, when I take the train home at the end of August. But in addition to that, I have been reading more Agatha Christie. I don't know, maybe 40 pages into The Labours of Hercules, The Legend of Perrault's Retirement, in this nice Fontana Books edition. I was reading this on my lunch break at work around 2 this afternoon. And I was kind of hesitant to take it to work because it's a pretty old paperback, and things tend to get mangled in my bag with my work shoes and with my lunch and whatnot. Last night as well, I read another one of the books that I had hauled the other day, and that is Wait for Marcy by Rosamond Desjardins. And this one I had to laugh. So the back, which is torn up a bit, the back says that Ken's best friend is Joe. No such character by the name of Joe appears in this book. There is a character named Stephen, who sounds an awful lot like this character Joe that's described on the back of the book. So I can only assume that somebody writing the blurb at the back of this book fucked up big time and had never actually read it, and somehow nobody caught it. Because truly there is no one named Joe in this book. So I was looking a little bit more at the copyright page here, and there was one chapter of this book that was published in a periodical in 1932, and another chapter was published in 1946, I believe, and then the book in its entirety was published for the first time in 1950 as an entire book. This is from the 60s, this edition. But it doesn't tell me which chapters were, so I kind of had a fun guessing game here. I played a guessing game, trying to decide which chapters could possibly have been published as standalones. And I'm assuming that the first little bit of the book, when Marcy receives this gorgeous white kind of formal party dress for Christmas from her grandmother, and then has to work up the courage to ask out Steve to the upcoming dance. I'm assuming that could have stood alone. There's also another bit that I was wondering, Marcy's older brother Ken falls in love with a city girl who's there for the summer, and there's quite a humorous bit where he's out of money and no one will lend him any more money. So he convinces, well, he kind of lets it drop in conversation to about a dozen other young men who are after this girl as well, that it's her birthday and that more than anything, she likes roses. Now his uncle is a florist, and his uncle allows him to make a deal where every customer that he sends in to purchase roses, he'll get a commission from. So at the end of the day, this girl has like 12 bouquets of roses and all these guys at her house. And Ken shows up for their date with enough money to actually take her out, which he didn't have beforehand. So she has quite an interesting birthday, and I can imagine that episode in itself would make a good standalone story, and perhaps that's what was published. I wish I knew for sure. I suppose there's some way to find out, but the copyright page doesn't tell me that much. It was a fun read, and supposedly there are more books by this author, more books about Marcy, so I may have to be on the lookout for those. After I finish that Agatha Christie, I am probably going to pick up another one of the Agatha Christies that I had purchased the other day, because I'm in an Agatha Christie mood and they're nice and light. Either that, or I may pick up The Interns, which is a book that I hauled the other day as well. But it's more or less going to be a nice, relaxing evening, drink some wine, read some books. Back to work tomorrow and Sunday and Monday. So let me know what you're up to this weekend, what you're reading, and I guess have a happy reading weekend.